Hello everyone, my name is Keshav. Many people know me as YozDesigner. In this video, I am going to share my process for a real logo design project I worked on earlier this year. From the client meeting to my thought process to feedback, I will cover it all. So let's begin with the client meeting. I don't give the client a questionnaire. I frame the questions as the conversation goes on. That way I get only the information that I need. Sometimes too much information can create confusion. So I ask the questions in a way that I get only the relevant information. So here are the relevant parts of the meeting I had with the client.
Yeah, so it's a software company. The name is Coalition Studios. The name comes from
Yeah, told me.
yeah. So that's something I'd like to encapsulate, like that idea of creativity, imagination, combined with that kind of software look and feel. Example of projects we've worked on. I worked with a client on software for developing contracts, so legal software. I worked on a company to develop their inventory management system, so retail software for retail business. We worked on like a website for an esports company. So a lot of different things there. There's not one specific like theme or type of software we build. It's kind of all over the place, just building technology to enable people.
So, what's the thing that you are like very proud of? What's something that you want to, your logos to say that if you want people to say that you are very tech savvy, you adapt very well to the new technologies, then the logo should be very tech heavy, the gradients, the colors, it should be futuristic. And if you want, a feel good factor in the logo. So yeah, please tell me about it.
I think tech heavy is the focus. Like the idea is creativity around technology, that any problem can be solved with technology, and that we are working to solve those problems. Yeah, tech savvy would be the word. I'm hoping to get that aspect of like imagination or creativity in the logo.
And other than that, are you planning to add some new other services as well, or will it be always be about, or you want, to hire some designers, a full-fledged studio or agency? Is it in your plan?
Not right now, maybe in the future, not really.
But still,
Yeah, the main goal is to work on these projects for like small to medium businesses, like helping small businesses by building technology for them.
Okay. So who is your target audience? Like what age range you are talking about? Because sometimes people who are not tech savvy, like in their 40s or 50s, they don't know anything about tech. Or you work with very young
Yeah, more
entrepreneurs as well.
younger, like we'll say like 25 to 40 range.
Okay, and in the future, you want to target a specific area or a specific industry, or you are like happy with doing projects from sometimes, agencies like to niche it down to one segment or one industry. Do you have any plan like that?
We don't. It's gonna be mostly, I imagine, business to business. We're selling software to businesses, but there won't be a specific target audience. It will be more professional software.
Most of your clients have been professional, corporate, but if an organic or beauty brand comes to you, like you will be open to that as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's because it's all about the tech, you are just giving them tech solutions. Okay? So it doesn't matter what they are asking.
Exactly, yeah.
Our branding and everything can make us look like a brand that charges a lot, an agency that charges a lot. And if you don't want that, because sometimes people can get scared away. I don't think so. Like I can afford them. Is it something that you find problematic?
We're working with small to medium businesses. I don't really want to, like what you mentioned, scare those people away. I want it to be accessible. I want the brand to be accessible.
So do you have any competitors, that your direct competitors who are doing really good? I can see their branding, but what's working for them?
That's a good question. I don't, but I imagine it's a lot of like small, like freelance contractors, web designers. I don't think there's a specific like company or competitor.
Okay. So also, like simultaneously, you are going to provide any AI related services, with GPTs. You are also, the boards that we have these days, are you also working on those? Because if you want to project yourself as company who sells the AI services to go into that direction, then it has to be really tech heavy. Then we will have to make it really tech heavy.
Yeah, I'm not super concerned about that. I haven't worked
Okay.
in AI so far. I'm happy to integrate into our projects, but that's not my focus.
So if like the competitors part, if like there are some other big agencies who do all these things, you can tell me, okay, these are that I look forward to. That would be great for me.
Yeah.
So and other thing that I would want from you are the logos that you like, maybe
Okay.
from my page or from random from other pages and everything.
Sure.
Okay. And about the name police. So for the logo, can I use like I will work on 3 to 4 different concepts. Okay. So one that I got from you is we can show the imagination part,
Mhm.
imagination plus tech somehow. I don't know. Like I will do my research and everything. But are you open to for me to use the letter K, the initial K to create the
Absolutely.
logo?
Yeah.
Okay. We can also do an abstract mark. Okay. 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 For this, I would expect $900.
Okay.
Yeah, I will give you 3 to 4 concepts. If I think that one more concept needs to be covered, then I will work on one more concept. Otherwise, three at least I will give three,
Yeah.
and then they will be 3 hours of videos.
Okay. Sounds
And I
good.
will require 2 to 3 weeks, and I would require half payment in advance and half after the finalization of the.
Fantastic.
Okay, yeah. So these are the things that I would like. The competitors,
Yeah.
the big brands or everything, or any logos that you like. That
Okay.
can be any. You can go on Dribble or Pinterest or from my page, whichever you like.
Sounds good.
Excited to work with you, man.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
Have a good one.
right.
Bye.
So this is the summary of the meeting. Da 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 da, this. And these are the keywords, and we need to create the logos around these. Paul turned out to be a very organized person. He sent me a selection of the logos he liked, along with the brief explanations of why he liked them. If Paul hadn't provided references, I would have sent him some myself. The purpose of gathering these reference logos is to understand the client's taste. As designers, it's our responsibility to create logos that suit the client's brand. However, the client's approval is crucial, so understanding their preferences is the key. Design is very subjective after all. Also, there are some patterns that we can notice in these references. For example, you can figure out how much creative freedom you can take. Sometimes when you ask the client and he says that yes, you can take full creative freedom, but don't get fooled by these words. Just kidding. No, I'm serious. You have to figure out how much creative freedom you can take. If the reference logos the client likes are all in the same direction, it means the client will most probably like the logo in that direction only. But if he likes the logo which are very different from each other, means he is not fuzzy and has not made up his mind for just one exact direction. Now let's analyze these references. I think Paul likes organic look and feel, but these are not relevant to the brand, so we should move on to the other logos. It's easy to get carried away and give the client the logos that he likes, something like this UX tree logo. But here the leaf and stem is making sense because there is the word tree in the logo. Let's look at the other examples. This one. Paul describes it as techy, likely because of the nodes representing data flow. He likes these colors, so I guess he likes bright colors. This one again looks tacky to Paul, likely due to these checkered blocks or squares within the design that resemble pixels, which are a direct node to the digital world. This subtle reference aligns the logo with technology and software. This one is Paul's favorite. He calls this one unique and creative. Why? Likely due to the interconnectivity we can see in the logo, and also how the concept of eco is shown here. This one he found to be cute, which I think made him relate to the Kuliso, his imaginary childhood friend. But we cannot go into this direction. But I found these squares to be interesting. So this is what I could get from all these references. He likes the concept of connectivity and data flow, which is going well with Kuliso, so we will use it. He likes bright colors. So now let's go to the brainstorming part. Instead of going to the Pinterest or start doing sketching, I like to read about the relevant topics. I read, then I look at the photos, then Pinterest, Dribble, Behance, and then I do the sketching if required. I know most designers start by doing a lot of sketches, but I don't spend much time on sketching. I do my research until I get the mental pictures of the logos in my head. For example, here I read about the software. I read a bit about the data flow, and that's when I came across a data flow process called hub and spoke model. You can read about it here. And what made me drawn towards it was this diagram. I took this diagram, rotated it, and it looked like the letter K. Many people ask me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter how I come up with the ideas. I read for 30 minutes about various terms related to software before I came across this diagram. So the answer is lots of brainstorming, undivided attention, and an eye for the detail. Now we got the idea, we got the letter K, but what about its geometry? Since Kuliso is an imaginary figure, I thought of making the logo a bit rounded and approachable while incorporating the concept of data flow. So this is what I did. It doesn't look too tacky, but it's easy on the eyes. Now for the next concept, I tried to show interconnected components. I made one component in diamond shape and repeated it in a way that it becomes the letter K. The diamond-shaped negative space at the center acts as a focal point, which could symbolize a core platform where all data is processed, managed, or analyzed, a common feature in software solutions. Next, I wanted to do a logo which is very direct and straightforward, something that says K and software instantly. The other two concepts are a bit abstract, so it's good to give the client an option which is easy to understand. So I simply took the letter K, made some changes, and turned these two parts into connecting nodes. In the next concept, as I mentioned in the meeting with Paul, that I will do one abstract concept. So I used these checkered boxes and made an abstract mark which looks slightly like the letter K. Squares connected together show the data flow. I used modern sans serif typefaces which are no-brainer for a tech-oriented brand. Now the presentation. I presented the concepts in different colors, black and white, and on various mockups. In this email, I explained my thought process behind each concept. Now the feedback time. Doesn't matter how many projects you have done, this feedback email always makes you nervous. But luckily, Paul liked these two concepts. However, he felt concept one would have been better suited for a brand offering design services as well, which I agree. Because of soft curves it has, it can be rectified, but we don't need to because he liked the concept for more. He suggested a few changes, which I showed him. Then he finalized the logo I initially set him. This was the entire process behind this logo. While my process remains consistent, it can vary slightly depending on the project. Not every time the logo gets finalized this easy. I will also share projects where things didn't get this smooth. That's it for now. This was my first long form video. With time, the content will get more polished. Any suggestions are welcome. Bye bye. Happy New Year to everyone.